Welcome to the party. It's your boy Mountain Tent. I'm giving you one last build to go off of. The build that we're going to be running, it will be a Necromancer, SRS Necromancer. It actually has been a pretty nice run with this build. I haven't actually done too many maps, but I think that it's a solid build. It's a build that I've actually dealt with before, since it's one of those builds that has been solid every league. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna go ahead and suggest, because it handles well, and since it handles well, I think that it's going to be a solid build to suggest for you, for everybody to be able to run. I'm gonna go ahead and run this map real quick to give you an idea of the gameplay, and then after I give you an idea of the gameplay, I will go ahead and take you over to the POE to make sure that or to show you everything from the POE side. Life and energy shield. It's kind of weak on since I just got the maps. I did try to rush to get the maps to give you a better idea, and because I just got here, I can't really say that this is a fine example of what we're going to have for long term for this build. But as you can see, the build right off the bat, ooh, those porcupines. Gotta watch out for them porcupines. Always watch out for them porcupines. Can't stand them suckers. So let's go ahead and run this real quick. Give you an idea of the build. As you can see how the build is created, it's actually really nice. Damage wise, it actually does a very good amount of damage. Pet wise, it's good. Because of the way it runs, it actually is just, like I said, it's superb. I haven't had a problem out of the build. Build damage is there. The amount of damage is capable of doing is just really nice. POB wise, I will show you exactly, but give you a little bit more gameplay. You'll notice that I ran into porcupines, and porcupines kill everybody, but I did a pretty good job of showing you how durable the character is, even though I'm in here with only 2,000 points of hit points. I ran into those porcupines, and pretty much, I'm not gonna do it again because I got lucky, but I ran directly into them and survived with no problem. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit more place. Woo! A little more play style for you. A lot of times you don't, with this build, you don't really have to use your SRS initially, because I run Spectres. Of course, I'm running the old school slave drivers, which are really good. And as you see, Most of everything I'm killing without even using the but like things like the porcupines, you kind of want to use. Um, you kind of want to use the. Woo! They hit me pretty big on that one. So I'm going through. Oh, this is actually a good map to show you exactly how well this thing does. So now you've noticed that I'm using the actual SRS and unleashing, and you notice how well so that goes in, it's a really nice, smooth game style, gameplay. I would have to say that it's probably one of the better gameplays. That and Dominating Blow are probably the strongest two of the builds. This, I believe, should be able to take out bosses, because you can always pre-stack your minions or the SRS to allow them to explode. As you can see, I love these. Hey, I've been looking for that. Gotta be careful. Can't allow myself to just run into them packs like that. What? So I just leveled. As I said, you can just preload a lot of the damage. And I forgot I wasn't running my shield, so the porcupines were a lot worse because I wasn't running my flesh and stone. So with that, let's go ahead and go over to the POE, and that way you can actually see what the build is about. So the build is not built off of doing physical damage with the SRS. The build is about blowing up the SRS. So the build is about the Infernal Legion and blowing up the SRS with minion instability. So minion instability, you're going ahead and you're doing about 36,000 points of damage. 36,000 points of damage in minion instability when you're dealing with the SRS blowing up. That is the damage that comes from the instability. You also get Caustic Ground, which is doing about 15k worth of damage. So you're doing about for minion instability, you got 36. Caustic Ground, you're doing 15. So you're doing about 50k points of damage from blowing up. So when they blow up, they do 50k points of damage in the end. So 50,000 times 10, because you normally are going to have around about 10 guys out on a regular basis, so that's about 500,000 points of damage. 500,000 points of damage. Of course, this is against Cirrus. So that's my, I always judge my damage against Cirrus. That's not a very huge amount of number and everything, but it's still decent. If you know the mechanics of the fight, you should be able to take him down. Don't get hit too hard, and you should be okay. That's just from the Summon Raging Spirits. You do have damage that you get from the Spectres, as well as the damage you get from the zombies. So if you're going to be running Spectres, zombies, things like that, the Infernal Legion is going to give you about 4,000 a second that it's actually within in hitting range. Your Carrion Golem does about 120,000 points of damage. Your Spectres, if you got them, are going to be doing about 86,000 points of damage per. So right now I have 3, should have 4 in the end. So that's going to give you a good 86,000 points of damage per. So that's a nice set of damage as well. Don't worry, those probably won't exist when you're fighting Cirrus for very, very long. Let's see here. What else is there? The zombies are just there for extra bodies to give you a little bit more, give a little bit more things for creatures to attack. And so when you're running through, they just enhance and help the damage when you're running through and letting everything die around you. You're sitting at about 186% health. This is all not scaled to like the end all be all. I don't even have rings or anything like that inside the system, but it's actually a really nice configuration. I'm going to set this POB out so that you can actually use. You're going to want to go ahead and put armor and everything in place. It's really good. You should be able to scale it even better than what I was able to, what I have, because right now you'll notice these numbers don't look too well because my resistances aren't really maxed out. I do have it with a glancing blows configuration, which is going to give you 64% block chance. I run this also with the Aegis Aurora and the Scourge Terraclaw, because the Scourge Terraclaw is really, if you're running a minion build, it's what you shoot for. I could probably go with a Convoking Wand, maybe, and do some configurations with a Convoking Wand. Like I said, you can scale this to whichever way you really feel like you want. But this is what I did, really simple. Bloodbound Bone Armor. The reason why I did the Bloodbound Bone Armor is because it gave me a really nice increase to my life, and minions have 25% increased maximum life. So SRS, more life, bigger boom. You can scale that also with gems. You can get the gems that actually increase your minion life by 10%. That will, if a few of those gems, because I do have 3 gem slots. If you throwing in 3 of those gems would actually enhance the explosive capabilities of your SRS, so that your SRS would be even bigger. Be careful though, because you're going to be the one thing you want to remember is when you scale it, you want to get enough that you're enough damage from your SRS from Infernal Legion to burn themselves away. So they take 40% of their maximum life as fire damage per second. So be aware of that. And if you another problem or another issue that you can have is the resistances. I max out the resistances because I wanted to keep the other minions alive, which means that the 40% of damage that they take is going to be taken down by 75%. So they could die faster if you lower your resistances for them, but that's one of those things that you'll have to kind of gauge and play with on your own. But that is the SRS build. Hope this helps you in your quest for ultimate power.